I would say it's probably the one I'm currently studying, which is race and global politics. Mainly because it adds a very critical dimension of the international politics sphere that you don't normally see, and it's also like the first time a module on race has been like explicitly run in politics. So it's pretty groundbreaking, very impassioned lecturer, and just very, very interesting. Yeah.
My favourite module has been gender conflict and security, because I found the subject really interesting and I really love the use of case studies.
And Jenny Mathers is a great lecturer, isn't she?
Good.
Yeah.
So favorite so far has been in my third semester I studied science and technology in IR. So the idea was it was fully a seminar-based module. So all of the students would come into class and discuss the readings, and our professor, he would make us like talk to each other and talk about what we learned. So the interaction with the people you had, it was like a special kind of not special, but it was something different that I found different and I think I engaged in that module the most. So I would say that.
I think one of my favourite modules would be nationalism in theory and practice, because I have an interest in nationalism in Wales, but I hadn't considered it in an international, global context, and it's very interesting seeing like the different types of nationalism and like how nationalism works in different countries, and that is very different but also similar in some sense also. So I thought that was an interesting module that I'd done, but I think also Welsh politics is of interest to me, so doing devolution and Wales was of interest, that I could learn about how there was challenges at the start of the Welsh Assembly, the Senedd, and how it's now become a national parliament of Wales, and what might be the future of Wales is of interest.
It's incredibly difficult to pick just one module as my favourite module because there are so many good ones. At the moment, my two favourite modules are called China from the Opium War to the Present and the Governance of Climate Change Simulation module. I'm really enjoying my China module because it's just so interesting. I've never studied anything to do with China before, so when I was comparing universities before applying, that stood out as something that was really unique. So to be guided through by an expert, I think is just really amazing. And likewise with my climate change simulation module, it is so much fun. And it's completely unique in its delivery in that we are simulating a scenario related to climate governance. And again, to be taught by an expert is incredible and I think makes for a better learning experience.
I have so many favorite modules. I would say three at least. So I really like the Latin America from Lucy Taylor because that's where I'm from. I'm from the Latin American continent. And I also like the climate change in the Anthropocene because it's really interesting, this module, and it made my mind like, bro. And I also like the simulation of IPCC. And this makes me going to do my internship in the UNFCCC and know more about them. So that's my three favorite ones.
Personally, for me, with the strategy, intelligence, security scheme, I would say the terrorism and counter-terrorism one was very stimulating and sort of very, on the lecture side of it was brilliant. But there's also sort of seminar-based modules that are really good. So one of those was the Making National Security Policy, and it's entirely seminar tool. just with like supplementary readings per week, and it's just so good for sort of your development of your own knowledge and your self-drive. And I think just working with other people, sort of discussing for 2 hours, like, I don't know, like the theory behind nuclear deterrence, right? You just get this real sense of like, yeah, I should be here, like this is sort of the right uni for me.